in Phoenix, and it's 99 degrees. Not kidding. That's a lot of nines. Way to start the morning on a hot day. I'm not complaining because, you know, I chose to come here. Would I choose to live here from the months of October through March? Absolutely. Maybe even April or May. I have lived in Richmond, Virginia, and Australia, probably totaling 10 years, so I know the humid heat. I'd much rather have the dry heat because humidity will kill you. Not kill you, but you know, it can be bad. I remember standing outside doing live shots, dripping wet at 6 o'clock in the afternoon in Richmond. Anyway, we're not talking about the heat today. We're talking about the heat in the courtroom. Day 4 of Lori Vallow Daybell's trial. Yesterday, we've learned maybe why the judge held that sidebar. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, we went into the courtroom around 10:30, and the judge said, all right, we need to have a sidebar. He called up the parties, and then he had everybody leave the courtroom. One of the people who was there was with the Maricopa Sheriff's Office with the jail, who had testified before, not testified, but appeared before to talk about Lori's health. After about 30 minutes, the sidebar ended. We were allowed in the courtroom. The judge apologized to the jury for the delay, asked them not to speculate about why it happened, which of course we all then started to speculate, but we're not on the jury. Well, this morning, a document was filed that yesterday, Judge Boreski had to issue an order that the jail transport Lori by any means necessary, including force, to her trial. So perhaps she was sick again, didn't want to go, which is why they would need the person from the jail there to talk with the judge about whether she went to the infirmary or if she, you know, met with a doctor or whatever. But the trial proceeded as normal. Lori seemed fine. She questioned witnesses, consulted with her advisory attorneys throughout the day, didn't physically seem weak like she appeared in previous days where, you know, she came in a wheelchair, she had her head on the table, none of that yesterday. So now, I want to make it clear I'm not saying that is exactly why the sidebar happened. There could have been other reasons. I'm just assuming, which could get me in trouble, but just want to be open with you. Now today, Detective Pillar remains on the stand from Gilbert PD. Lori is in the middle of cross-examining him. So she will continue that, and then the prosecution will continue to call more witnesses. They only have a few left, and we know that Detective Hermosillo from Rexburg Police will be on the stand. That will likely be today. We know that the FBI casting guy, the guy that can talk all about the casting of basically the cell phone pings and towers and all that, he will testify. We will not see his face, but you will be able to hear his voice. I mean, if you're in the courtroom, you'll see his face, but he does undercover work, and so the prosecution has asked and the judge has granted that his face not be shown. So that if that happens today, you won't be able to see his face. Both of those men had to fly in from other parts of the country. And then we should be hearing, I would imagine, from the person who did the forensic testing on the DNA and the gunshot residue stuff that was collected from the Jeep. They have not yet testified. So we're looking at probably 3 more witnesses at least. Potentially on the list, I think they could, based on Trina Kay's list, there's about 6 left, I think, that haven't actually testified, but she did say that not all of them would testify. They could be referred to during testimony, or they could actually testify. So we'll see if the prosecution wraps up today, maybe. Maybe they wrap up tomorrow. Lori's defense list, we have not heard much about subpoenas or witnesses or anything like that. She could take the stand and testify. This is kind of her last hurrah with all of the trials. And if she does that, she'll testify, and that'll be interesting. If she does that, she of course opens herself up to cross-examination with Trina Kay asking her questions. So we will see. Anyway, that is what is happening today. And some of you are commenting about Hermosillo's testimony. It should be interesting because Lori did not want him to testify. She tried to get him removed from the list, but the judge is allowing it. So, and he, of course, was on the dark list. Lori and Chad's dark list in the beginning, the dark light scale, he was considered dark. And if you go back and watch my interviews with him, he was afraid for his life there for a little bit when Alex was alive and when people were dying all over the place. That was there. So this is the first time that she will be able to ask him questions, and we will see how that goes. It should be riveting testimony, I would imagine. Do I think Lori will get a new trial in Idaho? Well, her appeal has been filed. If you go and watch my video from the other day, I kind of broke it all down. And we will see. If she does get a new trial, the Supreme Court would have to rule and grant the appeal for any of the 5 reasons why her appellate attorney listed. But if she does, it won't be for a few years at least. I'm in no position to say whether the appeal is valid or not. It's technical reasons why they asked for the appeal, not stuff of somebody lied on the stand or they shouldn't have admitted this evidence. It's procedural type of things. So we will see. Well, I'd love to know your thoughts if you think that she will get an appeal. And don't be surprised when very shortly the appeal is filed here in Arizona for the Charles case, and then likely this case. She'll probably appeal both of those. And Chad Daybell, we know already the appellate team is working on his. In Idaho, death penalty cases are automatically appealed. So, yeah. Why does she mention Brandon, a little boy? She seemed to infer that Brandon told the police or told someone that there was a little boy near the car when he was shot at. But Brandon has said, no, that's not what happened. And other witnesses have said there was no mention of a little boy. He did mention on the phone to 911 that maybe it was kids playing with a paintball gun or a pellet gun or a BB gun when he was shot, because it just happened and he was trying to process it. But as further witnesses went on, including yesterday with the officer Rob, she said there was no way that was a BB gun. If there was a paintball gun, there would have been paint all over the car. A BB gun or a pellet gun would not have created a hole that big in the car. So they kind of put that to rest. Not sure where the little boy idea came from. Maybe Brandon said kids may have been playing in the area, but we never really got some finality on that. Idaho does have the firing squad, yes. So Chad Daybell, if none of his appeals are granted and they go ahead and proceed with the execution, it will probably be at least 10 or 15 or 20 years away. He could die on death row before that happens, which has happened. Right now, all deaths in Idaho are on pause because when they went to execute a guy last year, his name's Creech, they tried to get a vein multiple times and they could not get one to administer the drugs to him to kill him. So they had to pause the execution, and then they put a hold on all of that, and then the Idaho State Legislature passed a law to bring in the firing squad to take inmates' lives on death row. And now they need to construct a facility where they can do the firing squad. So that will take a little bit of time. So I don't imagine executions to happen for probably at least another year. Not Chad's. Chad's will be sometime down the road because of all of the appeals. And that is where things stand on that. The firing squad is interesting. I know in other states, sometimes what they'll do is they'll have 5 shooters, and 2 of them will have bullets and 3 will have blanks, and they don't know who has what. And then they put an X or a mark on the inmate's heart area on a shirt or something, and then they, on the count of 3, they all pull the trigger. So that would be something to witness. I have said before that I will file as a media member to witness Chad Daybell's execution if I'm still alive, and but a firing squad, that's very different than a lethal injection. Witnessing that, would you all want to see somebody die on death row? I guess it depends who it is. So there's what we have today. Any quick questions? It's about 9:20. I've got about 5 minutes before I'll head upstairs, and we will see what happens. I'm a savage. I don't want to sound like I'm a person that's out for blood and guts and everything, but yeah, on the firing squad, that will be interesting. You know, Larry and Kay will be invited to attend the execution if they want. Victims are invited to attend if they want. Some do, some don't, in other states at least. But yeah, we'll see. What was the sidebar about? As I mentioned a minute ago, we don't know all of the reasons, but we do know that yesterday the judge had to file an order to the jail, to the sheriff's office, to bring Lori down to the courthouse by any means necessary, including force. It may have been that she woke up and said she didn't feel well and she didn't want to go down to the courthouse, and may have been giving them a little bit of grief, a little bit of problems. And so the judge said, no way, she's coming. I'm ordering it. If you have to drag her out, do it. Now, when she walked in, I could not tell she was sick or anything. They didn't wheel her in with a wheelchair or anything. She seemed to be fine. She is coughing, and but that's about it that I've noticed. Do I think she'll be in a wheelchair today? I don't think so. We only saw the wheelchair the one day. Who paid for the window tinting? Good question. It was $200. So probably Alex or Lori did. And, you know, that's what it is. I'm way too humble. Well, thank you. I don't know about that. I once interviewed for a job as a reporter in a state back east, and when one of my references called and said, I just talked to the news station. They asked if you, meaning Nate, have any flaws, and I told them that you might be a little too nice. And I'm like, I didn't get the job. Maybe that's why. I need to be tougher, I guess. Is Miss K getting the 504B in? No, not yet, not yet. She's warned Lori if it continues. Some of you were saying, why wouldn't she want that in? I think Trina K wants to try keep this case as simple as possible. The more you introduce into a trial, especially when you're talking about crazy religious beliefs, and you're talking about light and dark scales, and you're talking about money and bank account, the more you have a chance to lose the jury, or the more you have a chance to cause confusion and doubt, and the more complex it becomes. She appears to want to keep this very simple. And now Lori's introducing these things, or potentially opening the door, and has been warned multiple times, if she continues, then Trina K's case will have to change. So that's kind of why why she probably doesn't want to go there. Julie Sanchez, thank you for sending that cute little jelly bean. I don't know what that is, but that's awesome. Thank you. Okay, I think I'm gonna head inside. Any questions? I just want to say I met so many wonderful people. I've met so many wonderful people coming down to the courthouse. I see one guy walking in now from Utah who drove on down. Yesterday there was a woman from Texas. She's here today. She showed up with a poster that said Nate Eaton's #1 fan. That's so weird to me. There's other people you can follow, like Benson Boone or I don't know, not me. Nate, can we have a fit check today? You guys, I am so untrendy, but Emmy would love it. Actually, if I told Emmy that I did a outfit check for those not familiar, she would die. Here's what I got. This shirt was from, I think, the Gap outlet, because I've never bought anything at the real Gap. And I think this was on clearance. No, I got this, I think, anyway, yeah, this is the Gap outlet shirt. And then I have Gap outlet jeans. And my shoes are from Rack Room Shoes or something. And there's my gold toe socks. Very simple. Outfit probably cost me less than $20, $30 maybe. Interview Colby again. I'd love to talk to Colby today. Apparently he said he will be here, and we will be together at CrimeCon, me and Colby and Detective Hermosillo, who will likely also be here today in court. And if you can make it to CrimeCon in Denver this September, we'd love to meet you. I love discount clothes too, especially when they're like doing an extra 20 or 30 or 50% off clothes on the clearance rack. I'm there. A lot of you were talking about the coughing and the storage unit footage. Yes, Trina K has said that they are going to bring in that storage unit footage, which you can go refresh yourself on our YouTube channel. We've got all the video there that I've posted that we got over the years, 5-6 years ago, almost, over 5 years ago, and of what happened at that storage unit with them wheeling the tire in and out, them removing the seat. We got it all on there. Sounds like that will finally come into the trial. They did not bring that in the trial in Idaho. They will bring that in today, or this week, should. And yeah, that will be interesting to see. Paul Sorensen, good to see you. I met one of your friends the other day. Are you in West Yellowstone? I love West Yellowstone in the summer. We go up every year, and I can't wait to get home and go up. We go to like the Playmill Theater, which is a fun place to go, and then we'll have dinner, and sometimes we'll go into the park. Island Park is beautiful too, and it's not like 99 degrees. In fact, you wake up a little chilly. Kay and Larry, Kay is here. She's been here every day this week. I've asked if she wanted to do an interview. She, has declined, and that's totally fine. She's like, I don't know if I have anything more to add. Larry has not been here, so he's home. They've publicly said they're raising their granddaughter, and I think he's focused on that. The results of the DNA samples have not been revealed. I expect that another witness will do that, and we could hear from that witness today or tomorrow. Oh, thank you to Treva for your donation too. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The good news is, everybody, Jordan Wood, my photographer, is, hold on one second. This is Detective Pillar. He is walking in the courtroom, everybody. Detective Pillar has just arrived. Wanted to show you him. He will be on the stand this morning. Lori will continue to cross-examine him. He is the case agent. Many of you were impressed yesterday with how well he handled Lori's questioning. She got a little bit, antagonistic, you might say. And he handled her very well. At one point, apologizing, saying, I want to answer your questions, but I'm sorry, I don't know the answer. Miss Meow, thank you for your donation too. So I was saying Jordan is coming, so we'll have to have him pop on, and maybe we can finally go reunite and get donuts. All right? The blue shirt with white dots I wore yesterday looked really good on you. Well, thank you. I had someone tell me years ago at a TV station where I worked that blue is my best color because it brings out my eyes. So I have more blue shirts than any, but today we're going with red. All right, everybody, I think I'm gonna head inside. Thank you all for watching. I always, feel kind of bad logging off when you all are watching. Detective Pillar lives up to his name. Thank you. Oh, when do we start streaming? Good question. The court starts in 1 hour, around 10:30. The judge has told the parties to be there by 10, so that's in 30 minutes, and they're probably going to take care of some other stuff. So I'll start posting the updates on my East Idaho News page and my X account, which is Nate News Now. Also on my Facebook, Nate Eaton Reporter. Those updates will start in about 45 minutes. And then in 1 hour from now, wherever you're at, 1 hour, we'll start the live video feed. And you can tune in. It'll have a standby graphic, but then once we go live, we will go live and you will see it, and you can stick with us all day long. Okay, everybody, watch me tonight, Courtroom Insider. If I didn't get to your questions, I'll try to tonight, 8 o'clock, Courtroom Insider. And then for lunchtime, come and have lunch with me. Where should I go today? I don't know. I don't know what sounds good. A home-cooked meal sounds good, to be honest with you, but I don't know if I can do that down here. Everybody, thanks for watching. To the 5,000 of you who are here, just unbelievable that you're watching me. And I'm at 19 minutes and 24 seconds. Do you think I can fill the next 30 seconds just to get to 20 minutes so I can say I spoke with you for 20 minutes? That would be another 30 seconds of me talking. What should I talk about really quick? Give me a topic. Too hot. The weather. It is hot. It's not bad. Here, I'm going to show you downtown Phoenix. This is outside the courtroom doors when you walk out. A lot of buildings, a lot of trees. There's where Judge Boreski's normal courtroom is. Instead, he's in this courtroom today. Well, for this trial. Donuts. Talk about donuts. Lemon-filled donuts are good. Maybe the best, but I'm a traditional one. I like glazed. Will the prosecution rest today? Maybe. I think if I were to bet on it, I'd say tomorrow. Oh, Court TV guy's here. That means it's getting real. We're getting ready. I talked over 20 minutes. I'm at 20 minutes and 10 seconds. Good job. You guys are the best. We'll see you tonight. I promise I won't cough. And now I want donuts. Y'all are making me hungry.